So, good morning. My name is Jayanti. I live in Gurgaon. Currently, I'm working with American Express in the capacity of a strategy leader. I have always had despite being what can be called overweight, I've always had a pretty good lifestyle. I have gone hiking in the mountains. In the month of, towards the end of April, early May, I started getting a feeling of bloating and constipation. I went to local physicians and I was prescribed some medication, but they did not quite work. Very soon, in addition to the medication, in addition to the bloating and constipation, I also started developing infrequent fever. I would have fever, let's say on Monday, it would go down on Tuesday, and then again come back on Friday. I started experiencing extreme weakness, which was never something I have ever felt till date. At that point, I kind of figured out that whenever I have my periods, I feel a little better. So I consulted my gynecologist, who then ordered ultrasound. Turns out in the ultrasound that I had a huge cyst in my ovaries, which was exceptionally huge. Considering the nature of the cyst, I was immediately ordered an MRI, which kind of confirmed that there seems to be a malignant tumor in my ovary and maybe potentially in my uterus as well. I had the extreme good fortune at that point to have a friend who convinced me to visit Dr. Aruna Kalra at CK Birla. And Dr. Kalra then put me in touch with Dr. Vinay Gaikwad and Dr. Jyoti Bhatt. My experience before I came to CK Birla has not always been particularly pleasant or good with this region's doctors or hospitals. But sometimes somebody watches over you, and I had the magnificent healers that the Dr. Gaikwad and Dr. Bhatt are taking care of me. At every step, they explained what procedure they would be following, that despite a 6-hour surgery, where I understand a lot of my critical organs were taken away, I never felt any pain. They ensured they discharged me within 5 days, and since the discharge, I have been just getting better and better and better. I cannot think of better doctors and, more importantly, better human beings than these two. They not only took care of me, but because they knew my sister and my family would be worried, they would ensure that they kept them updated. If I ever called them when I was at home, I didn't call them, my sister called them, saying that I had this or I had that, they would not only prescribe whatever they would to give me some relief, but they would follow up. I don't think of them as doctors, I think of them as my friends, and I cannot recommend them enough to everybody. If due to any unfortunate circumstances one does fall sick, one does get cancer, you need to come here and you need to meet these two geniuses.
We wanted to highlight a very unique patient, is Jayanti Chakravarti. She's unique in many different ways. One is that she's such a positive and vibrant person who's taken such a terrible situation and transformed it into a situation that looks so positive in its outlook. She was diagnosed with 2 cancers at the same time, one of the uterus or the endometrium and one of the ovary. So these 2 cancers coexisted simultaneously in her abdomen and were causing a lot of problems for her. So since it was such an extensive disease, what we planned for her was a surgery initially, and by surgery in the operation we removed all the disease that was present in her abdomen, and in addition to that we circulated heated chemotherapy for 90 minutes in the abdomen, which is called HIPEC or hyperthermic intraperitoneal chemotherapy. So that what that does is it kills all the microscopic cells as well, which we can't see with the naked eye. In this way, we expect her to have the maximum benefit of the therapy and the best outcome possible. So we've just heard her testimony of how she's taken it well, and we want to encourage all other patients who might be suffering with such cancers, especially abdominal cancers, to not lose hope and to take things in their stride and look at it as a phase and go through the treatment, and then you can definitely come out victorious. Dr. Jyoti, how do you think about her experience with us?
When I met her, that day I found her 41-year-old female with 2 suspected malignancies, but she took it very well. She was very strong throughout the surgery. Even after surgery, when it was planned for the chemotherapy, she received it very well. She's happy. She's a very strong girl, very strong girl. I have never seen, I have seen very few patients like this, and doing it very well, and she's happily doing it. It was a good experience for all of us. For patient or even as doctors, I am saying it was a good experience to have such a patient with me.
So the take-home message is to be positive, and positive things will happen.
I love this hospital. I do not like hospitals. Like everybody else, I never fortunately had to go to a hospital, but both my parents had been sick, and I've done a lot of ins and outs of doctors and hospitals and everything. I love this hospital. I love this hospital because everybody here is humane. Things happen in an organized manner. Things are not overcomplicated, and everything that needs to be done is done with the existing infrastructure. A huge shout out to the nurses of this organization. They are amazing. The day I had my surgery, I was shifted to a ICU post surgery. And of course, you know, in ICU you can't have friends or family. I had a nurse, her name is Akshata, and she made sure I never missed my sister or family. That is the kind of care they give me. Every single nurse in this hospital has taken personal accountability to ensure that I don't feel any discomfort, that I feel good, and that I'm taken care of. They treat every patient as an individual. It's not a pre-formatted template. Every patient is an individual. This is my 3rd visit to the hospital, and all the nurses are like, "Oh ma'am, you're back, you're back." That kind of thing only happens when you help from the heart and not as another patient. Again, the holistic structure of this place is something I cannot even express in words. And like I said, if unfortunately you are ill, you need to come here. They will take care of you. They will fix you. And I say that from my own experience.